Hello, everybody, and welcome back to InfiniteRP and episode 12 of the Lost City of Vedranis. Good to see everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. We certainly, hopefully, have been. I don't know why I said it like that. Justin, how was your week?
It's fine.
Why are we yelling?
What's going on? My week's great. My week has been great because I got to hang out with folks for our second show for Flames of Freedom. We did a little prep in session 0, and that put my whole week on a high, and everything else has been really good. So thank you for asking. That's very considerate of you.
You're very welcome. And I just have to say, I will listen to a little bit of that 0 session. We got another fucking group. I will just say we've got another great fucking group.
We've got a group is a one way to put it.
It's
not gonna. I was
you
running.
You gotta see it.
I got distracted from running production setup for that because I was just like, I'm really enjoying this. Like, really enjoying it.
It's like as and Cole, maybe you can relate to this, but as someone who runs games, a group like this is both your dream and your nightmare, because they'll do all the heavy lifting, but who knows where this thing's gonna go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Prep. Forget about it.
No.
Or do it, but expect none of that to happen. So I know very well, and I'm.
I don't know if that's relatable at all. But we do need to go find a centipede and
here's the thing. Here's the thing. That was a session 0, and it already has a quote that will not leave my mind forever.
What's the quote? You gotta say it now.
It's not up to me. It's totally up to Doc if he.
You could go ahead and share it because I don't know what you're talking about.
It's got no skin.
It's got no skin.
It's got no skin.
Out of context, like D&D or TTRPG quotes are my favorite thing ever.
Just Wally,
so good.
Listen,
running around. He's got no skin.
If you want to find out, you've got to watch. Okay, so there you go.
That's right.
There's advertising for you. So there you
go. More. Yep. Yeah. Like I said, just be there on Monday. We're so fucking close to it, by the way. Isla, how has your week been? Moving on.
It could have been better because it's been a weird week. It's been a really weird week. However, we're here now. That's all that matters. I have ice cream. I have some Vimto. I don't give a fuck about anything else. Let's go.
That is the mood of the night.
That's how my week's been.
Toss that shit to the wind.
There we go. Yeah.
Well, we're glad to have you, and I'm glad you have ice cream. Because I don't. I'm a little bit jealous. So.
I'm black.
Oh,
Rocky Road, bitch.
Hey,
that's actually motherfucker. Yeah. Sorry.
Derek, how's your week been, man?
My week has been dandy, my friend. Overall, catching up on some good TV. Watched Black Widow, absolutely amazing movie, which was awesome, and everything else all around. Jumping into RP, playing a lot of Apex, watching the hell out of EA's whatever the hell they showed today. So many games, so much stuff. All I know, I'm just excited for the future, but I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. And that's what
I just saw Dead Space announced, like a remake of Dead Space, and I'm like, that's all I need in my life. That's all I need. That's one of my favorite games. Top 10 games of all time.
Oh, I'm so excited. That and Battlefield Portal, you can literally play like Battlefield 4 and like Battlefield 1 or 5 together. Yeah, on old school maps, on the new school maps with old school guns. It's ridiculous. The trailer was so awesome because it literally showed a bunch of people in World War II outfits only fighting people with defib units with knives. Like an army of 64 and 64 just...
Let's see how your M1 Garen does against my M16.
No, seriously, I didn't know what they were advertising at first. I was like, what is this? And then I just...
So it's a wartime travel game.
Pretty much, yeah.
It
looks awesome, though. It looks awesome.
Sounds exciting. Hell yeah. Ray, how's your week been?
Okay. My week has been, once again, to mimic Isla, it's been a weird week. But it's cool. It's coolin'. Can't complain. Yeah, I've been vibing. I'm super excited to play some D&D again. I'm really excited because I forgot until I saw the preview tweet about what happened, and now I'm really stoked again.
Well,
I can't hide it. I don't know why. I'm so excited.
I feel like
don't
we're fulfilling
worry.
Ray's
I've
dreams.
got you covered with a little bit of a recap at some point. Hell yeah. So,
Bro, the recap.
oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Well, I'm glad you're all doing well. I'm doing okay. I just got back from a job interview. I got a
Woo.
job, so I'm not going to be bumming around my house like I have been the past month. So I'm stoked for that. We'll see how that works. Bringing in the cash money. So, and then yeah, prepping for this. Prepping for some one-shot type stuff, which might be live streamed at a certain point in the future.
I'm hella excited for that. I'm not gonna lie.
I swear I have to do more prep for that for a one-shot than I do for this goddamn thing.
It's gonna be so
I'll
exciting though.
I'll just say that. For all you Fortniters and your Hunger Game fans, that's all I'll say. Let's get into the recap. How about?
That's a good two sidetrack.
That was honestly a perfect drop. That was a great combo. That was perfect.
Hell yeah. So, last we left off.
We're good.
Clear the face. You guys have been tasked by Sigismund, the head of the Kyrogen, to track down a warp stone, a object of power which you have come across in the past. But this warp stone is in the possession of one late Karina Licht, a doctor, a colleague, a former colleague of Dr. Sigismund, who unfortunately had an untimely death at the hand of Sigismund himself, having a disagreement with various things. It was shown to you and told to you that Dr. Karina Licht is the creator of the plague in the Old Croak Market, the district that you guys have been spending your time in. For what reason, we're unsure, but that is why Sigismund one of the reasons why Sigismund ended up killing and ultimately removing Dr. Karina Licht from this world. You guys were tasked to find her secret laboratory, to find any notes that she might have, and the warp stone that was used to help create this plague, bring it back to Sigismund so that he can work on a plague, or on a cure for the plague.
Yeah,
As a-
we don't want him to make another play.
We don't want him to make another one.
Are we
Hopefully,
clear about that with him? when we made
hopefully
this deal?
that doesn't happen.
He
Hopefully,
wants to make a plague that cures the other plague, but then puts another
Exactly.
plague on because we heard that you like
The
plagues
spider
on your plague,
swallows
so
the
we put a
fly,
plague
it goes
inside
in-
your plague, and then
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Plague sandwich.
Yo, dog.
exactly.
Plague
Hopefully
exception.
that doesn't happen.
Plagueception.
We call the second plague the Delta variant. Sorry.
Oh.
Good.
Okay, all
as
right, let's
a
get into a fantasy
reward-
world. Fantasy.
As a reward for completing this task, you were told that you would be given the location and help retrieve loreweed, which is the cure for Vodder and Nock's ongoing symptoms of turning into something. We're not quite sure yet. But you were told that you would be able to get some help in that instance. Luckily, because it seems that Nock has had some progressive symptoms of said of said disease. You guys were told to make your way to a cemetery, a location which is the final resting place of Dr. Karina Licht and the place of her death, which is where Sigismund cut her in half, so he says. So you guys began your travels through there. You came across a band of bandits who wanted some food and whatnot, a bugbear, in which Vodder surprisingly took the lead and gave some of his own rations, and then intimidated the fuck out of that guy.
It was hostile charity.
Hostile charity. Balloon would be proud. Your goddess would be proud. Your god. And then you guys continued to this mausoleum. Upon entering, you heard a voice in your head beckoning you deeper into this mausoleum. You were introduced to the undertaker of this place, the caretaker of the mausoleum, who revealed himself to be called by the name of Halifax. And then it was revealed that he was an illithid, or a mind flayer to some. And that, my friends, is where we begin tonight. You guys have just seen this illithid remove its hood, and you can see it's got very pale, sickly skin, very rough and tight against its skull. Its limbs are long and bony and very off-putting, and as it withdraws its dirty hood, its robe that its hood that it's wearing, it lets out another sickly cough, and it kind of wipes its face and the tentacles, and you can see mucus kind of forming on its hand, where it kind of just rubs it, like wipes it off on its robe, and it kind of just stares at you.
I am assuming that you have many questions for me.
I'm just nodding.
Nock's face kind of has like this like look of, he just sees the mucus. He's like,
yeah, we got some questions. Yeah, is that the plague? You got going on?
Instead of just asking, is there a way? Do we know anything about him by looking at him?
Yeah,
Can we
is he
make
looks
any
sick?
assumptions?
Go ahead and I will let you choose. You can give me a medicine, a perception, or an arcana check.
I'll take a perception check. 23.
Okay. He does look sick. You can see bags under his eyes. The pale white skin, to kind of give you an idea of what this looks like. Y'all seen E.T.?
My character hasn't.
You as players,
I have.
you know when E.T. is sick and he look gross?
Oh, poor E.T.
E.T. always look gross.
Well, you know when he turns white?
But yes, I understand
That
This
guy
is
looks like a
reference.
boss
Yeah,
man.
y'all
Man.
get-
He is ugly.
Y'all get the reference? That's kind of the pale, kind of white, like very white skin. Like there's no,
so sad.
it seems like there's no blood or
It's so
anything
sad.
running through this mind flayer's face.
What my friend means to ask is, are you unwell, Mr. Halifax?
I do not see why this is any concern of yours, but yes, I do have this plague that runs through this place.
I'm sorry to hear that. It's not of our concern. We just saw a man turn into a giant mass of flesh not even a few days ago. Yeah. Say it from that same plague that you say you have. The only reason why I'm asking.
I can assure you my symptoms are under control.
I see.
How are you sure?
He kind of gives you a sidelong glance, but does not answer.
Can I look at him in this moment and see if I catch anything?
A disease.
No,
Uh,
if there's like, if I could catch like him, I just want to see if I can lock eyes with him and kind of read him for a moment.
Sure. Go ahead and make an insight check.
It's a 22.
22. We got some good rolls tonight.
It's a lot of insight.
As you meet his eyes, which are red, there is no pupil. They're straight red eyes. It turns away and doesn't exactly meet your gaze. So you definitely get the feeling that he's definitely withholding some sort of information.
Just as a side from this, do we strictly recognize what this kind of creature is, or
You mean illithids in general?
yeah?
I'll allow you to make a nature check.
Ooh, nature.
Nature or history.
They're probably gonna be
I'm-
the same for me.
I'm dumb at both, but let's give it a shot.
Yeah, everybody can make it if you wish.
Okay. Ooh,
What is
do I
it?
do? Nature or
I've done
history?
8 from Knock. History or nature.
I'm gonna do history.
History?
You've seen
Yeah,
this
history's
guy
fine.
before.
Okay.
I got a crit 20 on
okay.
history.
Damn.
Okay.
Okay.
Got 19.
Kimura, you do know that this is an illithid. You've heard stories of mind flayers and what they do. You do know that they are part of a sort of a conglomerate. They usually have an elder brain. They live in, hives, and they're a bit of a hive mind. And they are psionic creatures that practice the arts of, psionics, manipulation of the mind, objects, and things like that.
Okay.
Go ahead, and I'll tell
Based
Vaughter what he knows.
on that, would I perhaps know what they typically look like, or have I just kind of heard of them?
I mean, you know that they. I mean, obviously they're depicted in myth and story. From what
Yeah.
you've heard as a child, the kind of the squid-like head with the tentacles and whatnot. So you've just seen depictions. Generally, in the depictions that you've seen, they're generally darker colored. They've usually got more of a grayish, purplish hue to their skin.
Mhm.
So that's what you know.
Okay.
Vaughter, you know all this
Hmm.
as well. You've heard stories about certain mind flayers that mind flayers and their history of the trying to think of the proper word, but the experimentation in psionics and the practice of psionics. Sometimes there are illithids who are interested in more of the arcane nature. You know that this is looked down upon in illithid life and whatnot. And if any illithid is discovered to be practicing or have interest in the arcane, they are exiled as a deviant and never able to return to the elder brain. With that nat 20, you learn even more.
Yay.
There is another step. There are some illithids who take that arcane practice to an extreme, to learn about undeath and lichdom.
Yeah, I was about to say
which is a long and arduous process. There are illithids who seek to cut corners, whether with other illithids or themselves, to not necessarily trap and divide their soul into a phylactery, which most liches do, but to trap souls into a parapt of some sort, where they take the souls of people or other creatures to kind of satiate that.
Okay.
These are alhoons. They are mind flayers who they're kind of at the bridge or cut at the corners of lichdom and undeath. And as you look at this illithid, you realize that there is no true life running through its veins.
Jesus.
I think recognizing this, Vader gets this, but doesn't know a safe way to sort of communicate this knowledge to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And so he says, we'll explain why we're here in a moment, Mr. Halifax. We have not met many illithids here. Where is your family? Your hive? The others?
Long left this world, if I'm to make a correct assumption.
Oh, well, that's okay. That's the way things go. When you're dead, you're supposed to stay dead. This is the will of Valoon. He's like making eyes. Like the rest of the group is like, right, everyone. When you're dead.
I like, yeah, if I'm just kind of scanning between everyone right now, very unsure of this creature. I've never seen one ever.
The only other sign
as
Vaughter would give is he's got his hand on his amulet with his holy symbol on it, and he is grasping it tightly.
yeah, I would absolutely pick up on that, and I'm just going to like look towards Halifax and just like nod, very like assuredly.
Okay. Are you trying to hide your grasping your holy symbol?
No, but I'm not. I mean, there's no energy radiating off of it. I'm not
Right.
muttering incantations. I'm just like it's a security blanket. And I mean, honestly, to look inside of Vaughter this offends him greatly. Like undeath is like one of his lines, you
Right.
know, and he won't do that. So like he's getting worked up, but of course also he's Vaughter, so he's pretty chill in general.
Yeah, you can see Halifax as he looks at your as you're holding your holy symbol, and
Your faith in these old gods are misplaced in this place.
What do you mean?
They have no power here.
No, I know that's not true. I don't mean I don't mean to make light of your hospitality, but I've seen the opposite to be true.
You must have not spent much time in Vedranis then.
Time in Vedranis is a slippery thing.
I don't know how long we've actually even been here. A week?
Yeah.
2 weeks?
And
I
according to
don't
whom?
think it matters anymore.
No, it doesn't. Mr. Halifax, we didn't come here to go ahead and ransack your place or building. Obviously, you took interest as soon as we bought up the missus. Is it true? Is she dead here?
What remains of Dr. Karina Licht are buried deep within this mausoleum.
How deep?
Perhaps we can find out.
Is that like an optimistic find out, or is that like a? Hope it's optimistic.
you can
Like
make
a
an
threatening.
insight check. You can make an insight check.
Can I get an insight check on that?
Yeah,
DM dad?
absolutely.
Jesus. And then like that delivery at all there, look at Jesus. Ship is that mess, man. Oh God.
You're very off put by this creature. It is keeping something back as far as information. It is not telling you the full truth, and he's not really trying to hide it.
Right.
Can I study past him and look at the tomes, kind of look at the desk? Can I just pick anything up that maybe just looks odd at all?
Yes. Make an investigation check.
And I'm dirty 20.
Okay.
Oof.
Wow.
Okay. Yes.
So right now he still has the one of the tomes open. The
Okay.
other is chained next to it. You see in the book that is open, you see different things written on there. What languages do you speak, Wisp?
Oh, okay. Let's hope I pick the good ones. Common, Goblin, Primordial, and Undercommon.
Okay. You recognize this is written in Undercommon.
Ah,
You
yes.
see names, some birth and death days, and cause of death and locations. And it's just pages filled up with this. The other book does catch your interest as well, as these are really the only things that are catching your eye. You see, quill and ink and parchment kind of spread along this table, but the other book is what catches your eye.
Okay.
You've seen similar books before, though you're not necessarily as trained in the arcane. You're not super trained in arcane arts, but you do recognize like symbols that you assume are arcane in nature.
Okay.
And with a 20, you see a faded out name printed in gold against this old brown and black leather. And I will type that to you. You see the name, very faded, just with a 20, you're able to see it. You see the name Halifax Hornigold written at the bottom, like etched into the book itself.
Okay. Would at this point, would I? No, I wouldn't know any of that information. Okay. I will store that in my brain hole for the moment.
Okay. He just kind of continues to flip through the pages and is looking for a name.
What purpose do you have to find this individual?
We're looking for her laboratory, hoping that something we find here could tell us where it is.
Not so much her. At the exact same time, also trying to define our own truths.
Yeah. And what do you hope to find in this laboratory?
Notes. Her work. I'm sorry. And Vonner turns and walks away mid-sentence. He says, "Excuse me," and he walks to the other end of the room just to pace around by himself.
Knock watches him awkwardly stop and then just 180.
What he was trying to say is we're looking for information that she might have had in her laboratory. And that at the exact same time, the bird man on top of the high nest sent us to see if we can grab this information. Whatever have you.
I see.
Go ahead and agree. You're free to disagree if you think this isn't necessary, but a deception check. Not revealing the true purpose of what you're actually going to find, if you recall. Hello?
Not today, Satan.
You see these red eyes of this mind flayer just burrow into your skull, into your soul. And in your head you hear,
What do you truly seek? Life?
The only thing I reply only in my mind. I hope they can hear it, and I'm just gonna say answers.
Your deception is as visible to me as the scars on your body. Keep your secrets if you must.
I don't have any secrets there. Halifax. I only seek the truth and what can benefit my seek for glory inside of Vedranis. Birdman shows me a bed, drink, food. He sends us here to find information about some dead woman. I just want to know if the Birdman is actually going to say what he says he's going to do and end this plague. Whatever the hell he's doing here. Been seeing him and his people run all up and down Vedranis. But don't even know why. Unless you care to go ahead and shine some light on that, my friend. That's the only thing I'm looking for as answers.
You seek
and he says this out loud.
to end this plague?
That's what the people over there say, the Kyrogen. They say they want to end this plague.
And why do you think the information you seek is in this laboratory?
Because you have a lot of questions, my friend. And when people have a lot of questions, they have a lot of information.
I have been around for a long time. I have much information.
Knock, like, just want to survey around. Is there like a tea kettle or a cup or anything else of that sort, like around this man? No drink, a goblet, anything, wine,
Nothing.
some whiskey.
The lack thereof is very. It sticks out to you.
Damn. All right, I was gonna pour him a drink.
I stumbled into this place with my company to overall find a way for us to be able to heal our sickness. The man over there grasping the amulet, pacing around like a scurried mouse. Me and him. Let's say product of our environments when it comes to Vedranis. The madness that ensues here.
And Knock kind of wants to open up his mouth and let that long tongue drape out. Fucking kiss. I don't know. So he's fucking, he lets go, and he's just going to say to him, inside that speech, I'm going to say that this has only gotten worse. I didn't come to Vedranis to die here. I came here for a glorious purpose, and I intend to leave with it.
Okay. All of you hear what Halifax says, but you do not understand it. Only Knock understands it as he is speaking a deep speech, and he says to you,
Vedranis is not a place of glory. You have come to your untimely death. You will all meet this fate. There is no denying it.
Knock. What did he say?
Knock wheels turn.
yeah, I'm gonna say,
Hmm?
yeah. As I'm translating, I finish translating. I look down to Kimura.
He says that we have a fate intertwined with Vedranis.
I look back up to him, and I speak the deep speech again.
We came here to Vedranis, all searching or looking for something. If death happens to be it, then fine. I don't know that until I eventually seek my end. And if Vedranis holds that for me, then fine. A warrior's death I shall have.
You hear it like let out this like breath of air.
No one can contend with what's coming.
So then, Knock in the deep speech starts to get like a little bit more riled up, and he says and goes,
And what the hell is coming, my friend? There hasn't been one damn warrior, monster creature I've gone ahead and bowed to. At the end of the day, I live the warrior's life, bleed warrior blood.
We are dust compared to them.
You speak in riddles.
I say that out loud, actually, in not in deep speech.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say, so you, and it's very sternly at him.
You speak in riddles. We asked for answers, my friend. We come to you for answers.
And what do I get in return for these answers?
Kind of look around everybody else.
What do you need?
He kind of looks around, meets each one of you with his gaze. You could feel just this penetrating force. Then he sets his eyes on one of you and points. He points to Calder.
That one.
Knock. Triple takes.
That one?
It nods its head very slowly. And you see Calder like shirk back and like.
He said, what the hell do you want with him?
Nothing that concerns you. This is the price for my answers.
We won't pay it.
Knock puts a big hand out. He goes,
Wait.
Yeah, Kimura walks forward and kind of in front of Calder.
That one. Its blood runs deep within the roots of this city. I wish to know.
He says this out loud.
This man, he's from the other. He's still the other side of the room, right? This man is not a bargaining chip. We don't. No, we can't. We're not entertaining this, are we?
I'm not even from here, though.
We're not entertaining this? What the hell do you mean? Hold on. If this man here could save us a whole damn trip, not have to listen to fucking Bird Brain and the rest of his goddamn chickadees, we could go ahead and save ourselves some time. He could have every single answer about everything here, even understood what I'm saying. I'll take it off the table. He's just another wheel to the wagon.
What do you think?
Nook, are you
Long
telling me that you're willing to give up one of your compatriots, but you would not be willing to give up a trophy?
Knock. His eyes grow large. He goes,
Not to give up a trophy? Are you out of your mind? I gave up one of mine, and I fought for scars. A part of me, as he bangs his chest. A part of what I am, for you and your damn store. If he wants his blood, then give it to him. if it gets this damn demon out of my mouth and fall that damn face off his back. And so be it.
Knock at this point also, he kind of has like a hand, kind of goes up and touches his head, almost like a nod in pain.
This man watched over us whilst we were away in the dream state. We could be dead.
You do want my thanks? Hmm?
No.
Should I also go ahead and make him feel like he owes me for all the wolves and whatnot that I broke over my back, over my knee, while he cowered? Hmm?
We all did that.
We all did that, right?
This person watched over us. And right now you are not watching over him.
Didn't say that he wanted him dead. He has something. And we need something from him. Take your chances, Captain.
It's not
gotta-
my choice.
And Knock kind of looks and goes, well, I'm the only one on this side with this decision. Wisp? Unless you want to come over instead on this side. What's your reason?
What do we need with him? And she points to Halifax. What information does he have that we require so bad? He already told us that she's here. What more do we need? He's not going to take us directly to her. You think that that is what he's here for? Now that he knows that if he finds what we are looking for, he can go do exactly what we are going to do. He needs us more than we need him. I don't think bargaining is in his pocket. I don't think he holds the move. And she makes eye contact with Halifax as she says that.
Knock looks with his forward brow.
I don't trust the Kyrogen. I don't trust the Birdman at the top of the nest. I don't even much trust this man. But he dwells in a place where he knows of this woman, a different truth. A possibility in the fact of how the hell she even ended up dead. Why she did. Who the hell even created this damn plague?
Knock's mind starts to race.
The city's full of unknowns. And I don't know who the hell's telling the truth.
Then stop investing in one side more so than the other. We can't trust anybody. And she's still looking at Halifax. Then what happens if we give him up and he does not give us what we want? What
Knock turns and says, well, excuse me, DM, the flower. Remind me.
The loreweed?
Yeah, the you said lily?
It's a weed.
A weed,
You're not
okay.
exactly
Yeah,
sure
no,
what it looks like. Or
Right.
you've seen what it looks like. It's a weed. It's kind of like a stalk with kind of a fleshy color, bioluminescent with like a blue flower. Mm-hmm.
Knock turns to the mind flayer Halifax and says,
Do you know of this weed that cures the ailment that me and Vadr have? You aware of this? Digest.
Yes, please
Digest.
chew this thought over before answering.
I
What you got there?
have heard cucumber.
Thanks for almost made me spit my drink out.
Oh my god! Clip the
Is
shit
anyone
out
else-
of it.
Is anyone else
Oh.
picturing a mind flare, like just taking a delicate slice of cucumber and like wrapping its tentacles around?
I imagine Zoidberg. Just
Cucumber.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, DM, as you were.
This thing.
Let me roll to see what he knows really quick.
While you look that up, I'm just going to look at the rest of the group and be like,
If he knows, where are the readers? How to cure this? The truth about this woman and how she's died. Anything of the sort. And give us more time to make the proper path to going ahead and siding with the Kairidon.
Wisp is right. We don't know who we can trust. But this is not an economical exchange. We are not paying for something with Calder's blood. That's his choice to make. It's
I
There is
don't
no
want to go
ways.
with him.
then you will not. Are we out of earshot, or I guess
Yeah.
brain shot? I mean, who knows?
We're
But,
not sure.
Get that back.
um, ugh. I don't know. Yeah, Vader sort of leans in close to the huddle here and whispers as quietly as he can. Says, "This one is an abomination. This isn't that Halifax is not alive. I have an oath to destroy Undeath. And I'm finding it very hard to resist that urge right now. So whatever we do, let us do it quickly."
Knock can hear this. I'm guessing you guys are all more huddled over to one side of the room than Knock is.
Probably.
So I'm gonna say I don't hear this.
Okay. I did hear this. 'Cause I did huddle back. I would advise, whatever you feel like doing, keep holding back. This thing can talk to us in the mind. That is power. This thing, whatever it fully is, I don't think attacking it is the best idea.
No, it seems very powerful. Maybe an Elhun. Whatever I know, it knows I know already.
Wait, an Alhun, this is an illithid.
No, an Elhun, an undead arcane user of the Illithid, a loner out on its own. It's sort of like a lich.
Sorry, did you just say an illithid lich?
Yes.
Then I swear
Lich.
to God, if you get
Yes,
any
it's
more...
very dangerous. Yes, no, I get it. I get it.
You guys can see as you guys are having this conversation, Halifax is just running his fingers across the table.
Mhm.
Each
It's
finger. Like,
listening to me. It's listening to me right
When it said it wanted Calder's blood, did it?
it never said it wanted. It never specified it wanted Calder's blood.
It pointed at Calder.
He said his
He pointed. He said
his
he.
blood
He said his.
is
Yeah.
yeah,
Right,
his blood runs
okay.
deep
So
in Vedranis.
he pointed at
wants Calder.
Calder and said that, and we understood that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
he said
No,
it in a language we
or-
could perceive.
Not
No,
No,
he
that was
said
deep
it.
speech.
Yeah. He said it in deep speech, so none of us know that.
Did not
Unless
translate that. No.
Okay.
So all we technically saw was Halifax point at Calder,
Mm-hmm.
and then we were just all like, no.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Knock.
No, our baby.
Not my baby.
My boy.
What is it you want? Come on.
Kiss me.
Kiss me.
What is it? Come on.
baby.
What does Halifax want with Calder?
Halifax said that he would give us the answers to which we seek. If he is to go ahead and get use of what Calder has. He's a deep-seated connection with Vedranis. And that's what he wants.
Flash
An
a look at
understanding.
Calder very quickly when Knock says that.
Yeah, is there any like look on his face? I also want to observe when I say that out loud. Like, it's an immediate shock. Is there any like? Does he get more scared? Does he actually crumple up into a folding chair?
I mean, you see a look of confusion and fear, for sure. He's kind of just sitting there, you know, as he's wont to do, just kind of like shirking and like bringing in his shoulders and kind of just like holding his hands together and just.
Halifax.
He turns to look at you.
What strictly do you want with Calder? What do you want out of him?
That does not concern you.
If you want him, it is. It does concern us.
Understand, Halifax. This man has been of some help. And what I will say is that it is important and somewhat to understand exactly what your intentions are. Because keeping us guessing, my friend, there's no way for us to go ahead and both get what we want.
Vader leans quickly over to Calder and says, "That's the closest thing he's ever done to complimenting you."
I still don't like it.
No, I'm sure.
Halifax calls out and says,
His memories, his knowledge.
You're interested in his mind.
kind of nods his head slowly.
Nock turns and walks over towards the group, so now that he's in giant Rockman whispering distance, and he's going to lean in.
This is not easy for me, so allow me to go ahead and say this to each one of you. I've been able to bench a whole cow, break even the largest dire wolves over my knees. I have never been fear-stricken. I've been taught never to fear the unknown. And this is starting to become very, very unfamiliar. Think about what we need to go ahead and do to get further in this godforsaken city. The decision is the rest of yours.
And Nock kind of like rears back up and turns towards Halifax, takes a step to the right. Wow, that organ came in at the right time. Inner monologue.
And now I, Big Rockman, am sad.
Thunderstrike.
It seems that you have some disagreements amongst yourselves. Perhaps perhaps I give you time to weigh your options. I will show you the burial place of this doctor once I have time to find it. In the meantime, perhaps you could discuss if you want more answers, and if you're willing to part with the Ramage.
He kind of gestures to Calder.
A Vermont is what he called him.
Mm-hmm.
Fancy. Sounds like a cheese. Romage.
How long will it take you to find her?
As long as necessary.
Wisp turns around and walks out the front door.
I follow.
I'll do the same.
As you guys walk towards the entrance, you hear as the doors close in front of you.
I didn't go with.
You may stay here. There are dangers in the streets. You will be safe here.
Insight check.
Okay.
I hate
Na-
this. I hate
naturally.
every fucking second of this.
Naturally.
My out of character brain's like, his lair is exactly as long as it needs to be for him to keep a hold on us. I know it. That's why we can't go outside.
That's a 9 insight check. So tell me everything
no.
about this guy.
Everything about this guy. Again, that kind of fear of unknown. You're unsure. He's given you no reason to fear that he might come after you, but obviously he is what he is. But in the same breath, there are probably unseen dangers out there that he might be referring to that you just might have no idea as to as to what he's referring to, I guess.
I turn slightly to Wisp and I say, "This is going to end in blood."
I don't see another way out. Unfortunately, this time.
No.
I think we should nonetheless concoct a plan, even if he knows it.
Yes, he's dangerous. Maybe too dangerous for us. Dangerous for us to withstand, but we can't give up Calder. It's not... I wouldn't be okay with that.
I don't get attached to things, but I've grown fond of him. I would have to agree. I also have a problem with people being used as bargaining chips.
Yes.
Doesn't seem right.
No. And of course, you know, I'm disgusted by his undead nature.
I'm intrigued. But
I mean, that's fine. I don't judge.
yeah.
Yeah,
I guess that's
you can be
besides the
intrigued if you
point.
want. That's fine.
Oh,
Is this just between the two of you, by the way?
We're by the door that just slammed in our faces.
Right.
If you follow, but you didn't.
No,
follow.
I didn't follow. No.
well, all right
I
then.
guess we have to come to a decision then.
Okay.
You guys are really thinking about killing this man, aren't you?
I don't know if we can. I'm not a martyr, but if I have to die instead of Calder, I'll do it.
What does he want? He said the blood.
If he's an
Something about it
illithid,
being special. Does he want magic?
if
He
he's an
wants you.
illithid, there's usually
Information.
only one thing they want.
I'm gonna storm back into the room.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk right up to Halifax and just stand maybe about like 5 or 6 feet away from him. What is the matter? What do you want? We do not have time to waste. We do not have time to spare. We are on a mission. You are wasting our time. You are wasting our effort. What do you want with him?
I have told you precisely what I want with him. His memories, his intelligence, his people are the cause of all this. I wish to know what he knows.
Why? What is this sick, poor beast going to do with the information?
I might be sick.
And you see kind of straightens and kind of begins to tower over you a little bit.
But I am not weak. I am not helpless. You, on the other hand, Ganase, I could turn you and your friends into dust with the snap of my finger. You are the ones who want information. I can guide you to Karina's sarcophagus, as it is my charge. I shall do this with no cost. But as your Goliath friend has stated, he wants more answers. And those answers have a price. I might be sick, but I am above death. Something you are not.
I don't need to be.
Okay, now, there's no need to be making threats here, okay? Pulse is down. If you have a pulse, that is. I'm gonna push Wisp back a little bit. I'm assuming you've got up in each other's faces. Yeah, I'm
Well, not too close.
I'm not gonna put a hand on Halifax, but I'm gonna usher Wisp off a little bit, but like firmly. I don't know if Wisp budges.
She'll budge. She storms out of the room. And yeah, she'll storm out of the room and kind of slump in the hallway. Just slump on the ground and put her staff in between her legs and like put her hands on them. Just kind of start breathing.
Halifax.
turns to look at you.
These people, they are not used to what happens in this city. I am not either. You probably know this. You'll have to excuse if tensions get high. They have all been through a lot. As you say, they are not above death. Being mortal, it puts the fear of the gods older than you inside of you when you go through places like this, so tensions are high. You understand this, right?
In a matter of speaking, but your words are misplaced. You should not put your fear in the gods. They do not listen here. You should put your fear in the others.
What are the others?
Again, answers have a price.
What is it the Calder knows that you want? Why can't you just sit down and have a nice, I don't know, cup of ginseng tea or something? Just talk with him, exchange thoughts, parlay, like scholars do.
That boy is more pitiful than any of you. I can assume he knows nothing. But the mind is a powerful thing. And though he might not know what I need and what I seek, his mind might.
So you want to harvest his thoughts. Let me guess, you want to snack on his mind.
He gets in really close and like brings his head up almost like parallel to yours.
I have not eaten for some time. If not him, I'm sure you know something. You are a long-lived creature, are you not?
Yes. I am part of a race that sometimes deems itself above mortality also. We see a lot. She doesn't like this thing being this close. Okay? Kimura usually stays quite steely, but she is trying to maintain composure.
Yeah, you can see the tentacles kind of move, and as he says that, they kind of widen, and you swear you can hear a little bit of a click.
I don't know if your idea of mind games is to try and repulse me, but it is working. So unless you are blind, get the fuck out of my face.
Sass.
He withdraws.
I think Vader tries to bring everyone into a huddle at this point. Again. You know, and he says,
Not can just the room.
Kimura, everyone here. Just the hallway's fine. Or is there a doorway here? Like to the hallway?
Yeah, so
what's
you
the
go.
layout again?
So you're in like the second room. So you entered in the foyer and passed
Yep.
like there were two hallways on each side that you passed through one of them, and now you're into like a second antechamber.
Okay.
So you can go back.
No, Vader wants to have a huddle in the doorway.
Oh
of the
yeah,
room.
yeah, that's fine.
Just for religious reasons. So he's gonna have everyone like huddle up there, and he says, the answer is clear. We tolerate him long enough to show us where Dr. Leaked is buried, and then we leave. He cannot have Calder. He can keep his secrets, and we will find the answer somewhere else. That is my decision, and you can go along with me or not, but that's what I'll be doing.
Did you pull me into this scrum?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Kimura nods, she goes straight back to Halifax. Something else. Not Calder. Something else. There's plenty of creatures and strange things and happenings in this place. Something else.
All I see that's on offer is the 5 of you. The Goliath knows nothing. The bugbear
Correct.
puts his faith in things he should not. The Ganassi, while unique, is naive. The remorse in your company piques my interest.
On brand.
And you...
He doesn't finish what he says.
Finish the sentence.
Nock kind of smirks a little bit.
You...
As he kind of looks into your eyes.
mean little.
Good. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad I mean little. If your power does not stretch away from the confines of this, whatever this is that you call home, then you can't be as powerful as you're giving off. Do you ever leave the place? Surely you would know that something dwells within the city that is powerful enough to satiate your brain hunger or whatever it is. You say you only know what's in front of you. Do you know what I'm going to do next?
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Fun. Wisdom is not my strong suit. 19.
You feel as he begins to search your mind. But you can tell he's unable to grasp anything. But then something happens as you feel the weight of the little shard of warpstone in your bag begin to weigh you down, and the voices start circling your head. And then he says,
I want what's in your pocket.
If you want the bullets in my pocket, I could always administer them for you.
I am not talking about your material things. I want the stone.
What stone?
not play coy with me. I will take this over that boy, and I will send you on your way to Dr. Karina's final resting place, so that I might not have to deal with you mortals again. This is the cost. This is my price.
And you can see he's starting to get closer, and you see almost a borderline craze in his eye.
Give him the damn rock, Kamora.
I asked a question.
What was your question again?
Do you know what I'm going to do next?
I am sure we will see.
It's not what I asked.
Do what you're going to do.
She goes to reach down for the pouch that has the stone in it
Mm-hmm.
with both her hands. And she places both hands on the pouch. And she lifts the pouch, because this thing's very close up to her, lifts the pouch and holds it up. Now I have to ask, I have also, whilst he was eyeing the pouch, drawn my gun and I'm holding it to him. Or
Okay.
did.
Are you trying to do this stealthily?
There was a bit of sleight of hand I was trying to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So roll a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Oh, it's the only damn bad roll I've had today.
I'm going. Well, let's see.
All it takes is one.
Does he I don't think he has a. I don't think he has a passive perception. So I would have to roll.
Oh,
perception
okay.
check.
So we're beating a.
Wait.
Yeah.
Roll one. Roll
Oh,
one.
one.
You ain't flaying shit.
I'm sure his perception is very bad.
Indeed.
He has a +7.
Yeah, very bad.
He rolled a natural 1.
No.
I'm not joking. I will take a picture if I need to. He rolled a natural 1.
Sweet, sweet.
He does not notice you draw your gun, as he
Say
is
it into
so,
the air.
as he is so transfixed on what's ahead of him.
I spoke and it shall become real. I'm magic.
Manifested.
So as she's holding this rock up, she has literally the end of this hand cannon pressed up against its very frail torso. You want the rock?
I do.
A being as powerful and dodging of the Ted as you are, and you can't even notice when there is something pressed against you.
Oh, sick burn.
I think at this point he looks down as you brought attention to it.
I asked if you knew what I would do next. Clearly, you do not. And she puts it back in her holster. Take the rock.
He extends his thin, frail hand out to you.
As he goes to, is he like going to take it, or does he want me to place it?
No,
in
he
his hand?
wants you to place it in his hand.
But I want answers too. And if this thing is more valuable than Calder, I expect to get my damn money's worth. Can we agree on that?
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Ooh. Okay. 20.
He looks at you. Waits for a moment. Fine.
And before dropping it into his hand, I look back at the rest of the party.
I will say they don't know you have this. You guys don't know that she has this.
Yeah.
By the way.
But I'm about to trade something else instead of Calder, essentially. I'm assuming I get the gist of that.
Yeah, I mean, if it's unless you're trying to hide the warp stone, like the shard from them, I would say that you guys would see this, and you guys clearly know what it is.
Okay. I mean, it's in a
Wisp, like-
pouch. It's in a pouch. So
If you're looking back at the group, Wisp will make eye contact with you. She's still sitting in like that with her knees up, head like on her staff, kind of just like been listening and participating, you know, secondhand. But she kind of like looks over to you, and for the first time you genuinely see like disappointment in her face. And she just looks back at the floor.
Nox kind of looking with a smug look over at that Kimura. More or less that look of that person being like,
My plan was a lot better. Whatever.
Vodder just eyes as big as dinner plates, just watching this whole thing. Like hand tight around his hammer. You know, like he's just like
And Calder's like right close to Vodder at this point. He's actually,
Mhm.
yeah, watching intently.
she drops it into his hand.
As it falls into his hand, you see his hand just bring it down.
Well, whenever you're ready, I shall take you to where you wish to go.
the sooner the better.
Get up and follow the group.
You see as he closes one of the tomes and begins walking towards one of the entryways behind him, leading deeper into the mausoleum. The two tomes rise with the clanking of the chains, bring themselves ahead of him, and he begins walking into one of the dark alcoves. And that's where we'll take our first break for the night. We will come back and see what lies ahead for you guys. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. Giz is apparently at the bar watching this at the same time. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody who's here every week. We appreciate you guys.
nerd!
But yes, we will be back in about 7 to 10 minutes. Get a drink, use the restroom, grab a snack, and we'll see what happens afterwards. So we'll see you guys soon. See you soon. And welcome back. Justin tried to
Did
throw a wrench in the plans immediately by saying a
close.
word.
a dirty word.
A dirty word.
That is not a
Dirty.
medical term for anatomy.
No, it's not. Maybe.
And has
isn't that something that Critical Role does to Matt? Like whenever he comes back
They
from
do
break,
something.
they say like the most derogatory things to like just trip him up.
Mhm.
Please don't do that.
Too late.
Anyway, as we're back, so you guys begin making your way towards one of these dark archways that lead somewhere deeper into the mausoleum. You guys can see two of them, one on each side, kind of as it was mirrored as your entry to the foyer. You see one of them is going, it seems seemingly up stairs to a different level, and then one begins to descend down, and you guys are heading to one that goes down. So
We're following Halifax, yeah.
yes, and he is just like I said, moving forward, and he's got the two tomes that are chained together ahead of him, and you guys can hear, you know, the chains clanking together as you guys walk. That's the only really sound that you hear, other than your footsteps echoing off the stone and metal of this hallway. You guys begin to descend down, and as you look, you just see a stone spiral staircase that descends down, down, and down. Halifax, as he leads you, calls out,
So you had questions? We will have some time before we make it to our destination.
and you can see these stone doorways almost. These archways are doorways with a solid like slab of stone every so often as you continue to descend this stairwell.
I guess the Lurweed, the one that we've been told to go ahead and find before we met with the Birdman top of the Citadel. Can it really cure what's going on with me and my friend?
I am no alchemist or herbologist, but in the right hands, possibly.
Man, man, this motherfucker ain't no shit, man.
not kind of just like listens to his answer. A little bit of frustration kind of flows through him.
All right. The lady and Birdman on top of the Citadel. Were they actually lovers, friends, partners?
He stops and looks at you.
Don't give me another cryptic answer there, friend.
Why don't you just tell us what you know?
Do not know the intimacies of their relationship.
All right.
That
long were they
might
working
be a
together?
question for Sigismund himself. Did you not ask these questions when you met with him?
No. Sigismund told us to come over here to find this woman. But he
Nux kind of like gets frustrated into himself. He's just like,
was just as off as every other person I met in Vedranis.
typical mortal.
He says this under his breath, but loud enough so everybody can hear this.
Typical mortal behavior, following blindly.
Knock. Following blindly. Right.
He starts like mumbling in darks in that deep speech with his tongue flying out of his mouth, just mumbling underneath his breath.
Somebody else asked the man a question.
I have
Hate his
nothing to
answers.
ask. I have nothing to ask this man. Vader's in the rear. Like, he's just...
So, if I recall correctly, Voda asked where's the rest of your hive, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And he answered with cast out, right?
He said long since past.
Long
essentially.
since past. Okay. So, must be pretty lonely.
You speak as if loneliness is something to stay away from.
I think that despite immortality, time erodes all.
Very low underneath Wisp's breath, she's going to say, time doesn't exist anymore.
Cryptic.
Or knock.
Time's an illusion. So? Do you not get bored?
There is much that takes up my time, much to learn, much to be revealed. I am not what you would call bored.
So, you picked a few things up in your time, you know, whilst researching for the script. Surely, given the large down payment we just paid, surely we get a few tidbits. I don't know, like some facts or, you know, some random bits of information you thought we wouldn't know.
Interesting hobbies.
Yeah, like top 10s.
He stops again and turns to look at you.
Top 10 tips for straining pasta.
Number 8 will blow your mind.
Desert Island discs.
Turns without responding and continues down.
Really?
Wisp,
Yes.
unmute yourself. Wisp, ask him what he wanted with the warp stone. Or ask him what he knows about Calder's connection to the city. I'm not talking to him, but you can talk to him.
Sure.
Knox slaps her shoulders as well.
Hey, ask
Go
him
on,
about
go
the
on.
sleepers. Ask him about the sleepers as well.
Yeah,
Why the hell they
sleepers.
want anything to do with that rock as well? Everything is really connected.
Uh-huh.
What are you, a bunch of saplings?
I'm no tree.
She kind of like pulls herself together for a minute and she will stride up to Halifax.
Okay.
So, what interest do you have with our friend? How important is he to you? Or why is he important in general?
I have told you twice. No. His importance to me. But now that I am in possession of this, I have no use of him.
Well, to the city. He mentioned his importance to the city. What make of that?
His kind.
What do you mean, his kind?
The Ramage are to blame for what happened.
Of Vedranis.
Yes.
As he turns back to look at Calder, and just meets his gaze. There's a moment where they both meet eyes, and you can see Calder kind of bring his hand up to his head.
So, what is the stone? I don't believe I've ever seen that before. What does it do?
The question you should ask is what doesn't it do?
Well,
It
then,
is not
enlighten me.
a stone, but a piece of something more.
As he kind of looks down at it and clasps his hands around it again.
Okay. Well, tell us what it doesn't do then.
There is nothing it can't do.
So, you can bring back the dead with it.
If one who wields it is powerful enough.
Make sourdough bread.
If your mind only thinks that far.
Yes. Well, for now I'm hungry.
You could locate anyone or anything.
Perhaps.
Make a city disappear.
Yes.
So, which is it that you choose to do now that you're in possession of one?
That is my business.
Seeing as we gave it to you, though, surely we've earned that. Besides, we would be powerless to stop it, would we not? Given that we're mortals.
What I want with this stone is my personal business.
Which means it's bad.
Could be sourdough bread.
Father, I don't think it's sourdough bread.
You said anything. You could do anything with it. I'm hungry.
You're the only person who knows about this rock as well as that fella behind me.
I'm sure there are some who know. Ancestors of your dear warlock. Yeah, I'm sure.
Now, who are the Ramage? I've never heard that word before you said it.
Perhaps you should ask your friend.
He looks at Calder. Maybe.
He just looks wide-eyed and like
Yeah, I
shrugs.
don't really-
They were creatures of much. They worked hand in hand many citizens of Vedranis. And so they uncovered something and ultimately were destroyed.
And you kind of look at Calder, and there's just a look of confusion and fear on his face.
Give him
Calder,
a
you've
paw
been
on the
way
shoulder.
too quiet.
Yeah, but as soon as he sees that, I look over to Calder.
You know, you've been just as quiet as those damn chains ringing around of Mr. Tentacle Face over here.
I'm sorry. I don't know what he's talking about. I've never heard this word before. Ramaj, I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about.
It's all right.
So nothing in those books that you be burying your nose in. You don't remember anything about your own people.
I don't know what you mean. I'm just me. I'm just called. Just me.
Not everybody gets to know who their ancestors are.
For those who decide to forget who their ancestors are, or
I walk
worse.
over and put a hand on Calder's shoulder and just kind of like very softly to him say, I can help.
He kind of
Not
just
now, but
nods a
can
little
help.
bit. Okay.
His people uncovered
This, and he holds up the shard. Like it's tiny. It's like literally a sliver of stone, but you can still see its green glow in his hand as one of the only lights in this stairwell that you've continued to descend down this whole time.
Yeah. We've fallen from the sky. Yes?
I assume it appeared that way to some.
Everything with you is a riddle. You're like a follower of Ket or something like that. Everything's one way, then it's the other way. Or maybe it's not. It's so frustrating.
Again, you put so much faith and voice into the lost gods when they do not exist in Vedranis.
No, they do. I know because the balloon is. I'm not talking. I don't want to talk to you. I forgot. And then he backs up again. He shuts up.
This is what exists.
How can you be so certain that these gods do not exist in Vedranis if you do not leave the confines of your crypt?
I still hear things. I hear voices. I hear the calls and the screams. Yet I do not hear the names of these gods anymore. Names have power. The more you whisper, the more power the name has. Power, whispers become voices that become screams or praises. There are no praises to these gods anymore. So they do not have power, and so they do not exist.
Not having power does not mean something does not exist. It simply means it is powerless. The poor and downtrodden don't have any power. They still exist.
They might, in a way, exist, but they do not live. The only point of their living is to speak the names of the things they wish to give power to.
But your scope is small.
Is it?
You act as if you can see and hear and testify to all that exists. And you can't. You are no god.
Kamor
How do
smirks.
you know that people on the other side of whatever it is we are on are not screaming for praises of Ponvaloon for any god that you deem is forgotten?
You say you're above death and you surround yourself with it. I would think as small as you if I lived inside a mausoleum as well.
Take a look around you. Look at the city. Look at its walls, at its citizens. Look what it used to be. Do you see these gods work in this? I think not. Vedranis lays claim to something else. Others hold the power here.
You know, you still haven't explained what these others are.
Great old ones, he says. Creatures not gods, but perceived as such. Whisper the name too loudly, and they might just wake up.
Let me guess. You know these names.
A few. But I keep them out of my mind.
Question.
Hmm?
Hi.
Hello.
So knowing that, Justin, knowing great old ones are sort of like outside of knowledge, right? They're so out there,
They're like
right?
so out there.
That they break your mind to think about them. Or Vodder. Does Vodder have any? Does Vodder have any reference point for great old ones?
Make a history check. Or
Man, what the
religion.
fuck is going on?
Ooh, yeah, they're about the same. So I'll do religion. Nope, just a 12.
12.
12. I'd say that you know that they do have names, but more so these beings are referred to as their titles, as
Like the World Eater and
yeah, things like that.
The Ripper of hair pieces and
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
That bastard.
Your warlock and his ancestors found one of these creatures.
And he holds up the shard again.
This is not some stone. This is a piece of one of them.
Who is them?
You're telling us you are literally holding a fragment of one of these great old ones.
The primordial, to be precise. Yes.
And he stops.
We have reached our destination.
Fine.
He turns to look at you.
What would have
As-
power to do this to a god? Not a god, a great old one.
He kind of saunters over to you.
I back up.
Us, mortal beings, creatures that call out names in the night, hoping for something more. Creatures who worship such things. Names have meaning. As I said, the more you say the name, the more power you give the thing. And as I said, once you begin screaming the names, you might just wake one of them up.
And he puts his hand up against this door that you've stopped at, like this. It looks like just a stone slab, and all of a sudden you hear the as the stone opens up as a doorway.
After you.
And he gestures his hand into the space or the room that you see before you. It's dark currently, but
We still within that hour of when we first entered, and I gave everyone dark vision.
you're getting pretty close to it being done, I'd say. You traveled for quite some time. You talked for quite some time. I'd say you probably got like 10 more minutes.
Okay. I want to scan the room before entering.
Okay. So what you see is a large chamber. You see what looks to be some sort of fountain in the center. You don't hear any water or anything like that, but surrounding this chamber you see is lined with a bunch of stone sarcophagi.
Sarcophagus.
There's a bunch of sarcophagi.
Hey, the sarcophagus.
Just have coffee with my sarcophagus. It's a good time.
Oh my gosh, it was great.
Yeah, having a great fucking time. How'd you
It's
matter?
a great fucking time. It's having a great time with the
Hey.
coffee. It's
Coffee,
Alright.
mind flay, and sarcophagi. What more do you want?
But
Try
no
the
no,
fuzzle.
no movement
Try
inside, no creeping monsters or anything like that.
What?
Not that you can see.
Okay. Vodder enters the, well, I guess it's another mausoleum, right, or a tomb or something.
Mm-hmm. As you step forward, you see, as you step past the threshold, four braziers light up with fire, two to your immediate left and two on the other side.
Oh, that's nice. Is that automatic? I back out to see if they turn off. It's like, it's neat. I enter and just sort of keep looking around, wait for others to follow.
Indeed. I follow behind Vodder.
Except when he backs up, I kind of like he backs up.
I
to
bump
me,
into
I'm
him.
like, yeah, I'm like,
Would you just move forward?
There's automatic torches.
Forward!
I look back to make sure that Kimura is coming with us, and if Kimura doesn't want to be the last in the group, that I wait for her.
I'm sticking close to Halifax.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll just play in the middle between them then.
Okay. He steps in with you. And he steps up to the fountain, which is, several, like 30 feet in or something like that. And you can see, like I said, these sarcophagi, they're very old. Some of them are cracked, not open, but cracked. Some of them have some like burial cloth around them. And then, so you're like, it's a square room that you can see, and at the far end you can see what looks to be another like similar stone archway door type of thing. And just ahead of that, you see, still within the room, you see what seems to be a newer sarcophagus at the end of this room.
Dr. Karina Licht.
And he points and offers his hand to the newer looking sarcophagus.
Final resting place.
as he kind of looks at it. He's almost announcing this as he's looking in his book, as the book is open to the page that he's looking for.
I'm looking towards Fodder.
Father has one hand around his holy symbol. Yeah, I mean, he's just sort of like, he's muttering under his breath to himself and walking forward towards the sarcophagi and looks at any adornment or etching or writing, anything like that on the sarcophagus.
Okay. So you see just the initials CL etched into the front. There's some slight adornment, not much though. There's some like ivy work into it, but it's not. It looks like it was semi-hastily done.
Opens the lid.
Okay. So you go ahead and start pushing. Where is everybody else? Are you guys all around together, or?
I am gonna be slightly off to the opposite side of where Vodder is. Just kind of keeping his. I'm like 10 feet away.
Okay.
Just kind of want to be in the area, but not there.
Okay.
Nock is going to be on the opposite side of whatever side that Wisp is not on Vodder's side. And I'm just going to lean into Vodder and say,
You know, I haven't seen anybody go ahead and grab something so hard since I've seen a babe on a teat. You doing all right?
Fine. Nock, you know how you get angry sometimes with, like, you get really angry, especially when we're fighting things.
Yes,
I don't get that way, but if we have to hang out with this guy for too much longer, I'm going to.
You're gonna be angry. You're just for being around him.
I'm already angry. He spits
Isn't
in the
it?
face. He spits in the face of everything I've ever been taught. Of everything I hold to be important. Look at this. And he sort of gestures towards the sarcophagus. Is it open by now? I mean, he's been pushing. Oh, you're muted.
Oh, you're muted, Cole.
So yeah, you push it and you hear the loud, like the clattering of the stone, and it breaks in half of the top, the top lid essentially.
Yeah, and I see the remains inside.
You do not see
Question
anything
mark?
inside.
Well, shit.
All of a sudden, you see this black, buzzing energy just wash over you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That's a critical fail.
A natural one.
Totaling a 2.
Okay.
No.
Take 39 points of necrotic damage.
Fucking hell.
Ouch.
Oh my god. What type of old decrepit fart was inside of that fucking sarcophagi, man?
Well, whatever it is, I hope it's your new party member because Vada goes down. So he says, he wants to illustrate, passage from life to death and how it's unnatural. And he gestures to the to the sarcophagus, which then kills him.
You see Nock and Wisp, you see all of a sudden like the fur at like the tips of his fur go black and his body shrivel up and he just collapses to the ground. Immediately you begin hearing the cracking of stone as the lids of each of these sarcophagi begin to open. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh shit.
I'll do it, but just for
Okay.
fun.
This
Great
is,
initiative. Great
this-
initiative rolls for me. Great initiative.
This is fine.
Okay.
This is fine.
Okay.
And of course, our holy priest is dead in a very unholy area.
Does not still have
Feck.
his advantage.
I got 23.
Yes,
Yes.
Doc still has advantage on this roll.
I believe so.
Cool.
Sorry, I've got all of a sudden you see several undead creatures begin crawling out, skeletons crawling out of these sarcophagi. I think I've got all of them. Let me double check. Sorry. Like I said, there's quite a few.
Nock does rejoice a little bit after watching not Vaughter fall, but the rest of the bodies come out and gets. You hear him, he just goes, "Oh yes!" Takes out his axe. Breakables.
Okay. Let me. I think I've got all of you. Not all of you. I need a few more people on here. I think that's the first unconsciousness person we have.
Yeah, I came close, but damn.
Okay. Nock, you rolled a 5. Wisp, you rolled a 23. Well done.
Yes, thank you.
Then I need to roll for a bunch of people. Roll for Calder. What was Kimura? You got a 25. Goodness gracious. Hell yeah.
Nat
And
20.
then Vaughter got a 21. Nock, do you want to roll again because you have advantage? Or did you roll advantage already?
No, I don't actually know how to do that.
So just roll again and we'll just take the higher.
Heard.
12. Yeah, so yeah, you can. We want you to go a little bit earlier. Just saying. Okay. Do. We got young Calder Crane with his initiative, which is 12. Okay. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zombies.
Zombies.
6 zombies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. A zombie here. Sorry, guys. I probably should have pre-rolled this, but I didn't know if you guys were actually going to hear it out. So,
Zambia away, my friend. Get the Zamboni.
Zamboni.
I'll stop. I'll have to.
3 and an 18. And then we should have 1, 2, 3, 4 skellies, which are holding bows, you can see.
I can't believe Vada got turned into an undead raisin. That's insane.
It's true.
Undead
It's
raisin.
rough. It's rough. I'm petrified.
Oh, I need to turn off like the scary music and leave the battle music on. Okay. Turn order descending. We should be at the top of initiative. We'll give Isla just a second to get the overlays switched over, and then we should be good to go with Kimura at the top. So we have to wait anyway.
Mm-hmm.
No Juarez.
Apologies, we're here. We're good. We're good.
Perfect. All
Technical
right.
difficulty.
So, Kimura, you are at the top of initiative. Hopefully, I've got you guys relatively where you thought you were at. Does it look good for y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Crisp at the moment, so yeah. we're all good.
Kimura, you are up.
Orky scroky. Right, so I pull my hand cannon and I point it at Halifax.
Okay.
And Kimura goes, "What did you do?"
Okay. I'll just reply as much as he can outside of his turn. He says,
Yeah.
I have done nothing. I have explicit orders from the doctor to not be disturbed.
that's all he's going to say on his turn. You still have an action, I guess, if you want.
Okay. She basically very quickly retorts as she pulls her arm round to aim at whatever is clearest to aim at. and she's literally kind of just angrily going to say, "Ugh, almost immortal being taking orders from a doctor, sure," and just starts taking shots. I'm going to take a shot at... There's quite a few targets.
Mhm.
She's... Okay, this one over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, their health and whatnot didn't stay saved after I made the battle map, but yeah, you can absolutely aim at that guy.
Okay. And fire. Ooh, 14.
14 does hit.
Woo! Okay, excellent. And damage. 12.
12. Okay. Yeah, you take a big chunk and like one of its arms goes flying as a bullet rips through its arm, and it looks at it, you know, all as zombies do.
Zombies.
Just kind of groans at you and looks at you.
Okay, and literally after she fires that first shot, as soon as the barrel noise goes round, she kind of side eyes Calder and goes, "Make yourself useful."
Right, and you can see him start to like grasp for his arcane focus. So, is that your turn?
Proper resident.
She's gonna take a couple steps back just to get into the furthest position, because of course range. So she's gonna take a couple steps back.
Okay. Do you have act? Oh my goodness. Let me give you guys control of your tokens. That probably. You should be able to move.
I was just gonna say I can't move my
Yeah,
tokens.
that's for some reason. I think it's like if you don't save it originally, as such, it won't do it. It's being weird, but everybody has control of everybody's tokens. Don't move each other's tokens, but yeah, you should be good. Okay. Perfect. Wisp, it is your turn.
Oh,
What are you doing, Wisp?
Okay, so sorry, I just had to
Okay.
like restart everything.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Okay, so I would like to move right over here to this little fella.
Okay.
I'm gonna take out my quarter staff, and with both hands, I'm going to kind of like, as I take it out, grab both of my hands back off my back, and I'm literally just gonna like basically baseball bat, take it over, and just whack him and bonk him on the head. All right.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Roll that.
22.
Yes.
22 absolutely hits.
Two-handed, 7 damage.
7. Okay. Yeah, you knock it on the side and it wobbles for a little bit. You
Yes.
take like a little bit of like decaying flesh out of its side of its neck, but it's still going.
And then I would like to, I don't know if I do this. It says in a bonus action. It's not clear on the item, but while I wear the cloak, I can project the illusion that makes it appear to be standing in one place. So it's kind of like shutter. Is that an action or a bonus action to enable that?
So it's essentially it's a cloak of displacement. So
Okay.
whatever the cloak of displacement says.
Okay. Hold on.
I can pull it up really quick.
I got it. It just ooh. I
don't think it's I don't think it's
don't-
anything. I think it just does it.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to make sure that is active at the same time. So I want to like hit him and then like kind of activate it. So as he comes to like 2 from the hit, he thinks it's like just, from it.
Okay. Perfect.
But
So
yeah, I'll
um,
stay there too.
yeah, so attack rolls have disadvantage against you until you take until you take damage, or you're restrained or incapacitated. So okay, perfect. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
All right, Vodder, roll me the very first death saving throw of the
Yes.
campaign.
Is now a good time to talk about how death saving throws work with our
Yes.
rules?
Yes, so death saving throws work a little bit differently with darker dungeons. So how it works, let me pull them up really quick for y'all.
I have them up.
Oh, would you like to
If you'd like.
enlighten us?
In darker dungeons, we have death saves. We don't have death successes.
Right.
So basically, I roll a d20. If it is a 10 to 19, there's nothing happens. I'm just still stable, dying, bleeding out. If it's a 2 to 9, I fail 1. If it's a 1, I fail 2. If it's a 20, I get 1 hit point and I'm not dying anymore. But after 3 failures, he's gone.
Yep. So essentially, instead of a 10 to 19 being the success, there are no successes. There are
Right.
it's
Unless
just-
you roll a crit 20.
Unless you roll crit. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then I will roll a d20 then. Here it goes. Roll. Oh my gosh, it was on a 1 and it tilted over to a 7. Okay.
Oh, a 7?
It's a 7, so that's 1 failure.
That's 1 failure.
But it was
so, yeah,
almost
it hasn't,
2.
Oh, it hasn't shown up for us yet. So,
Okay,
but
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
it might
was
not.
a
Maybe it
7.
won't in roll 20. So 7.
Oh
so
yeah, it
that's
might
1
not,
failure.
but it was a 7.
Okay. So yeah, you can see the body just continue to shrivel up. It is Halifax's turn. You see Kimura out of the corner of your eye. You see him raise his hand and snap, and he disappears. Okay. Okay.
realized I was muted during that, but she screams
you're good.
coward. Yeah.
He screams coward. All of a sudden, you see the stone doors behind you close. And he is nowhere to be seen.
This bitch.
This bitch. All right, it is one of the zombies' turns. This is the one that shot at you, Kimura. He can't move very fast because he's a wiener. 5, 10, 15,
Yeah.
20, but he can get up to Calder. And he's going to make an attack against Calder.
God damn it.
That's a 5, so that's absolutely a miss. So just like comes like and he takes a step back and just narrowly, not even narrowly, quite easily avoids the zombie's attack. It is the one of the skeletons' turns. It's the one at the very far left, and it's going to take a shot at you, Kimura, with its short bow. That is a 20 to hit,
Can it not?
and that will be 6 piercing damage.
Meow.
And it's just gonna stay there. You see it knocking another arrow, and you can kind of see its jaw is like dislocated, hanging off one part of its, upper jaw.
That's a no from me.
It's a no from me. This zombie is gonna try to make a rush towards you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's all it can do on its turn. But you can hear it go as it like waves its arms all zombie-like at you. Because he's a weenie. It is the zombie next to Wisp, and it is just going to make a zombie attack at Wisp, which is a 7, so I dare say that's a miss.
That is a miss.
So it completely misses you.
Miss
Swing and a
on
miss.
miss.
Swing and a miss.
Miss on
Miss on
miss.
Wisp on miss.
And that will leave it up to Calder to do something. What can Calder do?
What can't Calder do?
What can't he do?
It's like a warp stone.
He is going to try. He's going to take a couple steps back from this zombie, provoking an attack of opportunity because Calder's not a combat guy. Misses, and so he's able to move. He kind of puts his back up against this fountain, and he's going to Eldritch Blast. He grasps at the talisman that he holds. An 18 will hit for 7 damage. And you just see this green liquid energy fly through out of the amulet, kind of coursing through Calder's fingers, and then he shoots it at the zombie. And that zombie's not looking too hot. But that is his turn. Knock, you are up, my friend.
Yee. Knock is going to take a look back over to Vodder as he's even, crippled up and whatnot, looking like a stepped-on spider, and he's gonna turn back to see whatchamacallit disappear, Mr. Halifax disappear, and the immediate spark of rage and anger just flushes over Knock. Knock is going to go into a frenzied rage.
Frenzied rage. Oh hell yeah! So you get, you can take essentially a frenzied rage allows you to take an extra attack per turn, I believe.
Indeed, sir.
Okay.
Indeed.
Hell yeah.
Yes. I'm going to into this rage of the frenzy variety. The flames that have been beckoning off my shoulders on a mighty walk is now in full outfurled and looking like a goddamn flaming big rock peacock. I'm going to run at this man. And exactly right here, I'm going to turn my big rock ass this way, and I'm going to charge that motherfucker and hit him with a charger as well with my attack.
Okay.
As hard as I can.
Okay.
You're going to have to remind me what charger does.
Charger, my
feats,
friend.
right?
It is, sir. Yes. If I move at least 10 feet in a straight line immediately before taking this as a bonus action, you either gain +5 to damage on your attack roll, or you can go ahead and knock a character or push them away by 10 feet away from your position.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna add the 5 damage onto him. I'm gonna pull. Knock like runs. You see, like he just like super like hard breaks it, and then just with a big yell, he just run towards the man with his axe. And I'm going to attack him and see if I can do some thanks. Let's get in there.
21 certainly does hit. So it would be a 13 plus 5, right?
+2.
+2?
Yes, because of the rage, and that gets +2 to damage, if I'm correct. So it'd be +5 for the charger, and then +2.
Oh, okay. So +7.
Yes, so
So
20.
that would make it a 20. Okay, yeah, you take the legs out from under it, cutting it in half, and it flops on the ground. It's not dead yet, and it's crawling towards you, but it's missing half its body.
How you doing, little Psalm Nugget?
All right, is that your turn?
That will be the end of my turn.
All right, it's gonna try to grasp. It tries to grasp your feet and tries to bite you. It's technically a slam attack, but it's gonna try to bite you. That's a 13 to hit.
13 to hit. That would be a hit. Right on the money.
So 7 points of bludgeoning damage as this zombie that you just took half of its body off just bites at your ankles, and you can see like it's taking a little bit of skin with it and a little bit of muscle, just letting blood. You do only take half of that, by the way, because you are raging. So you would take 3 points of damage.
Sweet. Thank you, sir.
But that's its turn. It can't really move that much anywhere. I'm gonna say this one has reduced speed anyway. It's like 10 feet of movement. It's got half. It doesn't got legs. It is this Skelly's turn, and it's gonna take a shot at Wisp. That is a 15 to hit, Wisp.
I'm pretty sure that hits. Yeah, that is my armor class.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you gonna take that damage? I dare say you as a monk have deflect, or I think you can deflect missiles or something.
Deflect missiles. I can do that, but is this a missile?
I think technically it is. I think it's a ranged attack. I think that's how it works. You might have to read it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it has to do.
Physical ranged attacks.
Yeah, it's my reaction. Yeah, you
Mhm.
can use your reaction to deflect or catch the missile you are hit by. Arranged when you are hit. When you do so, the damage you take from the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus 8. If you reduce damage to 0, and have a free hand, you can spend 1 key point to make a ranged attack and throw it back.
Right. So it's up to you if you want to do
Yeah,
this.
no. Yeah, let's do that. I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep thinking it's the guy right next to me, but no, let's do that.
Okay. So yeah, roll your 1d. Oh my god. Okay. So I guess a question is, you were using your weapon two-handed, would you have a free hand? I don't know if you would, because you're using your two-hand, right?
So technically, this is like in time passage. I would have definitely hit him, and then swung it back around and had a free hand, and because I was gonna offhand, and I was gonna do actually like flurry of blows for my next.
Okay.
Yeah,
absolutely.
so I wanted to have a free hand. I don't know if you want to play that out, how you want to do that, but
I'll say
time
I'll
everybody
allow
else
it,
would have done, she would have like whipped it back around and just held it.
I would say, I mean, essentially, it's a free action to stow your weapon. So I'd say it would be a free action to let your weapon down. For now I'll allow it, but
yeah, because if not, that is okay.
We can talk about it later, but I think that's fine. So yeah, if you want to throw it back,
I could damn well try.
You can certainly try.
Okay, so if you catch the missile, you can spend 1 key point to make a ranged attack. So then I just make a dart ranged attack. Then I would assume.
Yeah, essentially, I think you're catching the arrow, like flavor-wise. I think as monks do, you're catching the arrow and throwing it back at them.
Yeah. So in terms of like making, because I have to make a ranged attack, should I just use dart, which is on my character sheet?
Yeah, that's fine. So it would be a D20 plus your dexterity plus your proficiency bonus. So
yeah, which is the same.
Which would be the same. So
it ends up being the same. Okay, cool. Then I will just do that.
Okay.
So 16.
So yeah, go ahead and roll. It would be a 1d6 plus your dex for damage.
I think so, but I rolled the lowest, so I only got 5.
5. Okay. Well, you throw it back and it hits and it breaks one of the ribs.
Yeah. So I imagine she kind of, since it's her reaction, she kind of, after going to hit this zombie, goes to kind of like whip her staff around, come to a slightly defensive position before she realizes like she's being shot at, catches it with her offhand, does a spin, and like tries to throw it back.
Okay. Hell yeah.
And then just ends up like in the same place that she was.
Badass.
So
yeah, you're able to throw it back.
Yeah, I'm like kind of wobbly, so I end up getting like no damage, but
okay.
I still hit.
Hell yeah, absolutely. All right. So yeah, it takes the damage, and it is the next Skelly's turn, which is going to make a ranged attack at Knock. That's a 9, so I think that misses you.
Nah, dog.
Actually, something I should have remembered is that attack against Wisp. That should have been a disadvantage.
Me or them?
Against you, because you have your Cloak of Displacement. You have Lord Walden's cloak.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
it's okay. We can know for next time.
We'll know for next time. Okay. So miss
no damage on me yet though. So
that's true. They haven't hit you anyway. Right? So, all right. So it's the next skeleton's turn. Is going to take a shot at Kimura. 21 to hit.
Yeah.
For 3 damage.
Okay. I'm getting peppered with these
I know, poor Kimura up there, man.
These arrows. So you're because this is all happening like within the space of 6 seconds, so you're basically seeing one arrow hit into her, she's recoiling back, another's hit into another place, it's like recoil the other side. So yeah.
Okay.
By the time you get there, you're like, I'm fine. I got it.
All right. This is Zambi 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. It's just going to rush up to Calder, and that's all it can do on its turn. And then this Zambi 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 is going to rush up to Knock, but that's all it can do on its turn. Because zombies got 20 feet of movement. They're slow sons of bitches. But we are at the top of initiative with Kimura. You have a couple zombies bearing down upon you.
Love it. Fantastic. I'm here for it. So, let me help me clarify here. So when we have lovely items, we automatically kind of know what they're about, right? In a sense,
correct.
If we're tuned. Okay. So Kimura is, she's gonna assess the situation. I'm gonna say this because I just want to be cool. It's very Sherlock. So it's very like she's very slow motion,
I don't know,
seeing
it's
everything
not
that's
visual.
happening, and then
Mhm.
she goes, "Okay, right, this is what I've got to do," and she basically utters something to herself in Elven, and then I would like to basically with that activate the eye.
Okay.
Activate the eye. The Dream Tailor's eye.
So you pull this eye out of your bag, and you're just holding it by the stranded tendrils that still remain, still somehow still wet with ichor and blood. And as
Delicious.
you hold it, the eye almost like flips up and starts looking around.
Okay.
So that would be like your free action, I'd say, to pull the eye out.
Okay. I'm just trying to. I think I know what it does. I'm just trying to remember. It basically activates mirror image.
Yeah, so you can use it to cast mirror image.
Yeah.
It also gives you 5 feet of true sight.
Awesome. Okay. I'm assuming I don't see anything different to what I'm already seeing. When it's
Not at the
activates.
moment.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
So, I'm activating the mirror image. The mirror image. That's what the uttering in Elven was basically me speaking my original native tongue to basically activate what I felt like would have been activating this thing. So that is a casting of mirror image, which is just remember 3 duplicates. So basically, as this happened, you see what seems like a twist, and then 3 duplicates of Kimura just like fling out.
Okay.
And then she basically leaps up into the air, and as she does that, the boots do the rest of the work, and she goes up. Now, how tall are the ceilings in here?
I'd say like 20 feet. They're not super. It's not like it's. Yeah, 20 feet.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not huge, but it's not small. It's just 20 feet. You know.
Okay, yeah, it's just a smooth 20 feet. So she maximizes that that size without smashing her head straight into the ceiling.
Is activating your wing or your wing boots. Is that a bonus action?
I don't think it is. I'll double check that. I don't think
Okay.
it is.
Because if it's an action, you would use your action to cast mirror image, so you wouldn't be able to fly yet. But if it's a bonus action, you should be just fine.
No, it's passive, so it just happens.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Each one using a minimum. Cool, excellent. Right, so I basically end up flying up, and then I'm going to use a dash
Okay.
to basically traverse.
Okay. Are you? Okay, so you're dashing up.
No, I'm not dashing up. What I'm going to do is
you wouldn't build it.
I'm going to get enough
Okay.
clearance, and then I'm
Mhm.
basically going to rocket myself towards Voda.
Okay.
Vadir.
Sounds good. That would provoke an attack of opportunity against the zombie that is next to you.
That is fine.
But if I remember correctly, we have to make a roll to determine if it actually hits you or not.
So I think it is. I think you roll it normally if it meets
Right.
the armor class of which I think is going to be 15 for my duplicates.
Each time, let's see. Each time a creature targets you with an attack during the spell's duration, roll a d20 to determine whether the attack instead hits one of your targets. So I'll roll the attack because it won't matter if it hits or not. So that's a 10, so it would miss anyway.
Yes.
Because it's not going to hit one of your illusions either. So,
Perfect.
because then we roll a d20, and if it was, if you have all 3 duplicates,
Six
a
or
6 or
higher.
higher
Yeah.
means it hits one of those. But it doesn't hit anything anyway, so
Okay.
you're perfectly fine.
So what we're essentially seeing is 4 Kimuras basically
Mhm.
leap off the ground and rocket themselves towards Voda.
Oh, all 4 of them are following.
Yes, yeah. So they
Okay.
should just surround and encompass me essentially.
And then what is your? How high are you going?
I'm gonna arc it, so I'm gonna use some Pythagoras essentially. I'm gonna basically go like that, like taking off. So I'm probably gonna go. I'm gonna come out of like weapons reach, so probably 10 feet.
Okay, so 10 feet up, and then what's your movement?
35 feet.
So you can go 25 feet. You
Yeah.
can go 10 feet up and over. You can go 15,
Yeah, so I go
right?
25, but I'm dashing, so then I get another 35 on top of that.
You wouldn't be able to... Can you dash as a bonus action?
I can dash as an action.
You've already used your action to cast Mirror Image.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. No, I can't.
So-
I'll use Second Wind. I should be able to do that, or is it attack actions? I'm
You
making
mean...
making a mess of this?
So yeah, casting it would be an action, because it's just a normal spell. Dash, you can only dash as a bonus action if you're a rogue.
Sorry.
Second Wind will give you health, or you can action surge.
I meant action surge. I'm not
Okay.
used to playing a first
Which then you
Yeah.
you can use your action to dash and
Yes,
go another...
that's what I want to do. Yes,
Okay,
there we-
okay.
Yeah, okay.
Sounds good.
I'm
That's
literally-
50 feet, so
Yeah.
if you dash, you should be able to make it, no problem.
I'm literally popping everything in one turn. This is why it's a mess. Okay, yes, that is what I'm doing.
I would dare say you actually have enough movement to actually land as well,
I'm gonna...
because you're still 10 feet above.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, awesome. Let me take away your little wings. You're no longer Hermes. Okay. I dare say that's your whole turn.
That was a lot to get through, but
That was a
that was
lot.
my whole turn. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Hell yeah. So you're right next to Vaughter at this point.
Yes,
so,
I am.
Wisp, it is your turn.
Okay, so seeing that Butter seems to be taken care of, I'm going to just keep pop this guy. So yeah, I have the one hand free, so I'm going to actually unarmed strike. I'm just gonna kind of go and try to like punch him right in the center of his throat.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Blow it.
It's a 17 to hit.
Okay, 17 does hit.
Oh,
Collapse that
these
trachea.
Shitty
So
damage rolls. 5 damage.
5
I'd like
beats.
to spend a key point to act fucking Fury. I was gonna say action surge. It's not an action surge. Fury of blows. So give me 1 second. Every time I click to the map, it goes off. Okay, so it's another one. No, that's a 7.
That's a nat 1, so you miss,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
And then I think I get one more. Yeah, 2 unarmed, so I get one
Mhm.
more. That one's a 25.
25 does hit.
For another, I keep these. Well, I'm rolling so shitty. So shitty.
Your rolls were so good at the start.
I
and now
know.
For the combat.
But another 5 points.
All the
damage.
RP
So
rolls were great.
Basically, for the first one, I go in just straight fist. The second one, I get a little closer and I try to get with my elbow, but I waft and just kind of like hit it. And then on the second time, I try to hit him again and end up making contact because I was just pissed I missed the first one.
Perfect. All right. Vaughter, I need another death saving throw.
Let's hold on for 1 second. Just rolling up a new character. Let me go ahead and do that for you. I'll roll it in roll 20. That's 2. That's 2 failures.
Another fail, so you're 2 out of 3 failures.
Not great.
Not great. Okay. It is a Zambi's turn. Unable to go after Kimura any longer, it is going to make its way towards Calder. It's going to hit Calder. That is an 11, which does not hit, just barely. Calder does not have a great AC, by the way. That's its turn. It is... Oh, poor Calder. Is just going to get shot at by Skeletor guy over here. That is a hit. So he's going to take 4 points of damage. Where is his health? Oh, here it is. 4 damage. It is this zombie's turn. Also going to turn towards Calder. 5, 10, 15 is able to get there and is going to slam into Calder. They were very focused on Kimura, but now that is a crit on Calder. So we do have our crit rules that apply to players and PCs as well. So what it would be is it would be 4 damage plus 6. Because what we do for everybody who doesn't know, so our basic die for a crit is max. So if it's a D10, it's 10 damage. If it's a 6, it's 6 damage or whatever. So it would be Yeah, it'd be 6, and then he rolled a 3, so it'd be 9 points of damage on Calder for that crit. He's still doing okay, but not great. He's in a little bit of a predicament. This zombie, it is the zombie that is next to Wisp, and it is going to make another slam attack against Wisp, albeit at disadvantage, which would be a 7. So that would be a miss.
Correct.
It's Calder's turn. What can Calder even? He's a little. He kind of looks around.
Please tell me he's got one of these like bursts.
He's gonna cast Misty Step.
Ooh.
So he can teleport up to 30 feet away. 5, 10, 15. He's gonna teleport up onto this top of this fountain, and he's kind of trying to hold his balance as much as he can. That's one of his spells gone. Why did it show 2? He should only have the 1. So, Knock, it is your turn.
Indeed. This fellow that's on the ground, is he at a disadvantage? Because he has no legs? Nor is he,
He's got slower movement. Technically, I would say, as far as the flavor I've described, he is prone, so you would have advantage on the attack against him because he's laying on the ground. He's, it's easy pickings for you.
Yeah, but I want to just mudhole stomp him, to be honest with you, like Stone Cold Steve Austin his ass in like 2 seconds, but I'm going to hold off. I am going to attack the man onto the ground, though, with my advantage, and I'm going to attack him then with my bonus action. I'm going to turn to the other fella next to me and then attack him.
Okay, so your first attack is going to go on the one that's on the ground with advantage.
C.
The second one is going to go onto the one that's next to you, standing
C.
up. Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead and roll your first attack with advantage.
Yes, sir. And DM, remind me, to do it with advantage is just how?
There's a way to set it up in D&D Beyond to have it roll for or ask you for an advantage, but if it's not set up, just roll it twice.
Yeah,
Understood.
you should be able to
Rolling
right-click it, I think.
No, that's
right click it. I'm right clicking it now. Oh no, that's a lot. Oh, it didn't work.
Okay, sorry.
You're rolling initiative. You need to roll an attack.
I'm not. Stop telling me how to live my life, please. Stop telling me how to live my life. I'm only a boy.
Okay, and then go ahead and roll one more time. There you go. So 21. So what?
21.
You hit anyway on the 15, but we want to check just to make sure you don't, just in case you crit. So,
Right.
So that is
Damage.
6 is damage.
Damage.
Okay. For the first one, so it needs to make a Constitution saving throw, which would be because it has undead fortitude. These guys are a little bit harder to kill. +3 and the DC is 5.
Also be +2 damage as well because of the rage. So
you're
that'd
right.
be
So
that'd be an 8.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so it needs to roll a 13. It succeeds, so it's still alive.
That bitch ass.
So you hit it, you crush it, you stomp on it a couple times, and you hear its like jaw go, and you're like, I got it, and then it starts reaching for you again. But you go ahead and make your other a bonus attack at this other one. Which I think bonus actions do not add your proficiency bonus, if I recall correctly. I think it's just a d20 plus your strength.
Okay. Let me just,
Does it depend if it's an offhand?
Or it's an offhand. That's right. If it's an offhand. No, you're right. You're totally right. I
Yeah.
apologize. So a 12 does hit for 11 damage. That's my bad. That's just me mixing up a rule. So you don't worry about that.
I'll letter myself. Don't worry more about a thing. So that would be it's slashing 11 plus 2, 13.
13. Okay, so 2 more damage. Cool. All right. He's not looking too hot. Not that they are anyway. They're very ugly. But
oh, you're looking like a solid 8, baby.
Don't stop me
in necromancy senses.
Exactly. It is the Zambi who is at your feet's turn. It's going to try to bite your Achilles because that is all man's weakness. That's a 20 to hit.
Motherfucker.
For 2 damage,
I'll
but
take
you're
it.
raging, so you take 1 point of damage.
Hey.
Yeah, I think Nock's on his last legs with that one.
Yeah.
Hey, nah.
Yeah, no. Come on, do your gun thing, all right, man?
Stick to gunplay.
All right, yeah, sit the gunplay. I'll worry about my 3 legs.
Hey, look, I'm just trying to do stand up.
Oh my god.
Look at these
You
finger
can all
guns.
take this as my formal resignation. It's really fun.
I would just like to formally apologize.
Wisp
Alright.
snaps and disappears just like fucking the Halifax.
All right. It is this skeleton up in the top right's turn. It is going to try to take another shot at Wisp. That is a 16 to hit.
Sure.
All right. You take 3 points of piercing damage.
Bane. Bane.
That is its turn. We'll just try to move quickly through this. Let me make another roll. So I'm just sometimes when there's a decision between two things to attack, and I'm not exactly sure what the smart one, like these dumb things, would do. I just kind of roll to determine. This one's going to take an attack at knock, which is a 19 to hit,
That'd be a hit.
and you'll take 4 reduced to 2 points of piercing damage.
Rolling
bird.
well though, damn.
This one up at the top left will make an attack at Calder. Should be able to do that. It has plenty of range. That's another crit on Calder. So that would be a 6 plus 4, so 10 points of damage. They've crit Calder twice, the poor guy.
Oh, show that brazen man.
You see Calder as one of the arrows, like he's got a couple arrows, a couple cuts into him, and one of them is like in the side of his arm, like in the crook between the chest and the and his shoulder, kind of penetrating the leather armor that he wears. That is that guy's turn. Zambi, I don't know if they can actually get to Calder. He's a little out of their reach, so they're gonna go to the next closest person they can. 10, 15, 20. So that is an attack against Wisp, which is a 16 to hit.
Just right outside of my reach, of course. Of course.
So that'll be
Sure.
3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Of course it is. Sure. Love it.
All right, and then it is the Zambi who is standing next to Nock's turn. He's going to make an attack at Nock, which is a natural 1. I'm going to roll to see if he actually hits his buddy. I'm going to say that. I like doing that. He takes 4 points of damage. This guy needs to make a DC 10 saving throw to see if he stays alive. Which I will roll now.
I be
3, which he succeeds. He's still alive.
Oh my word.
This son of a bitch has been fucking cut in half. Some bitch slapped by his own friend.
Curb
Cleave.
stomped by
Curb stomped.
Nock. Gears of
It's
War
American.
style.
It's American History X, that motherfucker.
Kimura, it is your turn.
Right, so I didn't actually check this. I made an assumption, but I would like to try and tend to Vodda. I don't know strictly what has happened to Vodda, but obviously Kimura sees a soldier down and is going to attempt, and seeing that the rest of the troops are engaged, she's used her mobility to try and get to Vodda to stabilize or bring him to.
Right. Okay, so I believe the rules are, and correct me if I'm wrong, to stabilize someone, it is a medicine check.
Yes. So if the rules are the same, then yes, we'll be running a medicine check. I don't know what DC.
I think it's the same, so it should be a 10, I believe.
Okay. Awesome. Let's give this a whirly bird. Okay. We not make that. We do not make it. So
You're not sure what happened. You're looking over him, and he's just collapsed. He doesn't have any wounds other than his skin and his fur look, graying and black at the tips, almost like they've been burned in a way. But like his body is just stuck, like in this almost petrified state, and his skin is just like shrunk into his bones.
Okay, so literally Kimura is like checking Voda over, like just checking all the usual kind of things that she's been trained to do and she's seen happen in the field, and she's literally saying to herself like, I have no idea about bugbear anatomy, and she's actually starting to panic a little bit, as much as she would panic, and that's basically what she spends her time doing. She does check over her shoulder a couple of times just to see what the situation is, but that's her action. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Wisp, it is your turn. You are surrounded by a camp of zombies.
Do I see or hear that going on in my peripheral? Like, do I notice that she's panicking?
What's your passive perception?
11.
11.
I believe it's 11. Yeah, it's 11.
I'd say no.
Okay.
Because you're kind of concentrated. If you want to use your action to make a perception check to see, I would say yes. You can roll.
No,
If you
if I wouldn't know, then I wouldn't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna just keep berating this fucker in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't have any idea. Okay, so I'm gonna take my staff now and grab it with both of my hands, and I'm pissed. So I'm just gonna keep trying to like bash it in its face. Fuck. That is
Break
a
that
crit
face.
fail.
And that's
Oh.
a miss, unfortunately.
Oh shit. Wisp is pissed.
Pissed Wisp.
Pissed.
Piss
Wisp.
Wisp. Is that your turn?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I want to keep distracting him. So yeah.
Vodder, I need
Here we go.
a death saving throw.
All right. So just to remind everyone, I'm at 2 failures. Anything of a 9 or below means Vodder is no more. So here we go. It's a 9.
Kimura, as you are trying to figure out what is going on with Vodder, there's one last breath of air.
And that's it?
And there's nothing.
And his big bugbear paw loosens the grip on his amulet.
Oh.
Sort of falls to his side.
Oh my god. Literally, like, Kimura's like, no, no, no! And she literally, like, does something, like, reckless. She just kind of, like, tugs the shit out of him to, like, she's being irrational. Like, this is not, no, she's losing a soldier technique. This is, like, flashback shit for her, okay? And she's like, and then she just, like, drops the body down and just, like, punches the floor and gets back up.
We're gonna end combat there for tonight. But we're not done yet. Vodder.
Mm.
You feel you push the lid off of the sarcophagus. Turn to say something to knock. And then nothing. You feel yourself tumbling down into an endless pit of darkness. You don't know when, you don't know how, but you feel yourself on solid ground. Or what you think is solid ground. You're able to stand. You look about you. There's some light shining down on you, though it has no origin. You can't see into this darkness, but you feel a weight pushing down on you. You feel as if there's someone watching, judging. You do not feel the power of your god. You do not feel the power of the loon in this place, quite literally the absence of it. And then a voice calls out from the darkness.
You stand at the precipice of life and death. But there is always more.
As you hear another voice call out.
We can send you back for a price. There is work to be done. Spread our name. Scream it out. And you will live again. What is your answer?
Jeez, I have to choose right now.
We can leave it at that. You don't have to choose right now.
Let's leave it there.
As you open your mouth to speak your answer, that is where we will end for tonight.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Monster.
god.
Holy shit, dude. Holy shit.
I don't think I breathed through any of that.
You're so sick. Cole, you're sick. And you're so good.
I like it.
I'm
Oh
I like
my
it.
Son of a bitch!
God.
I mean, I didn't expect for anybody to die tonight.
I didn't either.
One shot at that too. You were like that.
The
that
trap
World War
did.
III
What was
World
it,
War
like
II
30?
sniper.
How much? 32 points on that
39?
trap.
I think it was 39.
39.
Yeah.
Yeah, 39.
And it's like,
You activated a
That's-
blight spell. Yeah.
oh
That's what
no,
that
no,
was.
those are bad.
Yeah, it was a trap.
No, thank you, sir.
Mhm.
Oh my
Um,
God.
Bad news.
And then, of course, 3 fails in a row. Just,
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
but
Yeah, that didn't help.
The fact it was a 9 on the last,
right on the,
Mhm.
right on the cusp.
on the precipice.
On the
Mhm.
precipice,
On the
as they said, the
precipice.
precipice of life.
Which, by the way, can I just note that this campaign's slogan should be "for a price,"
Fair price.
because everything
price.
has a price.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it!
Being put in the jingle.
Everything has a price.
You guys-
Vedranis.
You guys are amazing. I absolutely love you guys. Thank you for everybody for hanging out tonight. By the way, we'll go around and just let us know what you're up to, where we can find you and whatnot. I'll just say really quickly, like if you are enjoying, consider following, consider subscribing, join the Discord, subscribe on YouTube, just do all that shit. We don't do call to actions very often, but we love and appreciate you guys. So regardless, we appreciate you being here. So Ray, let's start with you. Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Oh, hey, I'm Ray, or with a brick, everywhere on the interwebs. You can find me over at my channel with the brick with 2Ks. I'll be there more consistent starting next week. I have some really cool things I'm working on. I might do some introspective diving into campaign building and my world building for certain things starting here soon. So if you're interested in my thought process and the wild things that my brain likes to create, come over and hang out with me. I have a Discord and all that as well. So if that sounds fancy, come on over, plant yourself in my little grove. But besides that, I'm here on Thursdays where I love and appreciate these beautiful beings around me. Oh God, I love this story. This is so great. This is so cool. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay,
Oh yeah.
I'll move on before I just start screaming infinities about how great this is.
Oh,
Okay.
you're good. You're good. Let's go counterclockwise this time to Derek, man. Where can we find you? What are you up to this week?
Hold on, making a dirty joke in the chat.
Okay, very good.
Hold on.
If it's got
Hold on one
anything
second.
Oh,
to
good.
do
That's
with what
good
I
one. Yeah.
think is, then
Yeah, good one. Good one.
Yeah, there we go. That's what it was. All right, fantastic. Hello, my name is Derek from the top, Derek Mountain, where I dwell. And on my peak, you can find me doing a variety of geek shit and other things. I am excited for, honestly, the end of the month. You know, it really couldn't get here any faster. The amount of stuff that I have planned for that month is going to be a blast. I will be jumping into the art sphere of Twitch by doing cosplay. And fun fact, by the way,
Hell
because
yeah.
she missed it because I said it out loud and nobody else heard. For the one person I needed to hear it, I'll be making tracer armor for Miss Fennec Zova.
But you are?
Right up here. She's right there.
What?
Yeah.
Hell
You
yeah.
son of a
Yeah.
bitch! Don't pop that
I-
on me in stream as well.
Too late.
What?
It's gonna be a blast. I'm so excited.
excited.
I'm so excited. It's gonna be a
God.
blast.
That's gonna be fun to watch. I'm totally gonna watch that. It's gonna be
And now,
great.
Indeed.
well, I'll
Love to have you.
frickin' be there. That's where I'm at.
You better frickin' be
Better
there, you
frickin'
frickin'
be there.
frick.
Oh,
You frickin' frick.
Oh,
my
hell yeah, I can't
gosh.
wait for that. You get
Yes.
super exciting things planned for you guys. That's awesome. Isla, where can we find you? What are you up to?
Well,
What
you'll
you got going on?
I mean, you'll see me in Derek's chat. That's for damn sure.
Sign them DMs, you feel me?
I'll slide into them DMs. I'll slide all the way. I come through, right?
Hot,
Okay.
Stop. You've gone too far.
Too much?
Here.
Too much? No.
Here.
Okay. So at the moment, I'm not really doing much on my personal channel at the moment, but I'm going to be getting back to it. I'm thinking of streaming some Doom
Ooh.
because
hell yeah.
I've been an angry little shit recently, and I need to get my frustrations out. And what better way to do? Could you just stop? And what better way to do that, kids? Mummy's talking. And I want to get my frustrations out by slaying some demons. Other than that, you will see me here on Thursdays and in the background on Mondays. You won't actually see me or hear me, but I'll be
Watching.
I'll be there watching. I'll be there
Always
watching
watching.
on Mondays.
Always watch.
But I'm gonna wait for the.
Always watching.
Wazowski.
You forgot to foul your
That should have been one of the voices I used when Vodder died.
There you go.
You
Wait a minute,
stand on the
Monsters Inc. is one of these-
precipice.
You forgot to
These-
put, yeah. You forgot the head in your paperwork
Everything
last night.
has a price. You stand at the precipice of life and death.
I can't.
Well, this has gotten somewhere.
Well,
What's right, so
Was that another precipice of life and death?
we're gonna let Doc explain what I was going on about regarding Mondays.
What are they selling?
Chocolate.
I'm going
Please
through a
tell
lot
us.
right now, okay?
Please.
Anyway,
Please.
Man, I just
tell
been a
us.
roller
over,
coaster.
over to Doc. Yeah.
First, a couple thoughts. First, I don't know what I'm going to choose, so it's going to be a really long week.
We'll have some discussion.
We can't wait.
We'll have some discussions, but more urgently than that is that one thing I'll be doing is coming up this Monday night is the premiere of Flames of Freedom, the second campaign for InfiniteRP. It is a gothic horror adventure set in 1776. So it's during the Revolutionary War. and we'll be playing their adventure Boston Besieged with this amazing cast who we got to hang out with this week, and it's going to be so good. If you're not all caught up, you can check out Infinite RP's Twitter feed to see some of the cosplay that some of our cast are already coming up with, and it's just I'm so pumped up to run this campaign. I don't know how I'll be mentally by then, figuring out if Vodder's alive or not, but that's just the way it is sometimes, right?
That's life.
That's
just the way
that's
it is.
life.
Well, that's
Um,
death.
That's life.
That's
I want to say thank you to the chat for having emotional responses to Vodder going down. That's my big thank you for tonight. And also Cole for role-playing Halifax and just dragging that out.
So
And
good.
he was
So good.
infuriatingly vague and mysterious, and I loved it.
I feel like sometimes I actually struggle to play characters like that because I'm like, I want to tell you all the things.
The elbow drop that dude
You-
from the top rope. It gives you one more cryptic metaphor.
Yeah, you did a great job. Great job.
Well,
Loved
it's probably smart that you guys didn't try to fight him.
Yeah, I wasn't doing any of that with my mind all scrambled eggs. Just eggs.
Could have.
Egg, egghead.
So many eggs.
I just wanted to blow a hole in him. Just straight through him. Just point blank through the belly. You know,
That would have been something.
squid
but,
guts everywhere.
Squid guts everywhere. Well, I am Lacuna RP or Cole. You can find me at Lacuna RP on Twitch and Twitter. When I sometimes stream, I usually don't. I'm more active on Twitter than I am on Twitch, and I'm not active on Twitter at all. So that just tells you how my streaming career is going. You can find me. You can find me on Thursdays right here, obviously, and then on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. I have to convert. 9 p.m. Eastern for Behind the Screen, in which I do the prep for this wonderful campaign. So if you're interested to see what the heck is going on now, tune in on Tuesday. Yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. We appreciate you. We love you. Stay tuned after the credits. We are going to give a raid to how do you say their name?
G Game Nights.
I think we'll do G Game Nights.
G Game Nights. They might be finishing up. I think they finish around the same time I do. We do. But make sure to give them some love. We have one of our lovely cast members of Flames of Freedom over there right now, so make sure to give them love and stick around. So until then, we will see you guys next Thursday. Bye.
Kawaii desu ne.